Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News, friends. I'm wearing my Pikachu hat, and of course, we've got to celebrate because Bitcoin is not at zero today. Instead, it's actually 67,000 American dollars. There are a bit of jitters starting to happen because we ran some stops here and there. But of course, friends, it's all about Ethereum now because Ethereum should take the stage. I mean, we're just guessing from the past anyway. But, you know, Bitcoin right now, friends, it's in the non-believer zone, like the 100% non-believer zone. You're a believer if you were buying when Davey Soy Hoffman was calling Richard Hart a scammer and crying on camera. And now you're a non-believer when JP Mosquito and Roccanegra are telling you, oh, it's a digital world asset class now. That's the type of stuff that's been going on. Of course, retail are coming in to buy the top, but it might not be the ultimate top. Of course, they're probably going to feel some pain, friends. Why? The monthly super trend flipped green for Bitcoin, and this is the 7th green monthly candle so far. Of course, March isn't finished, but you get to see what ends up happening usually, all right, in the next 3 to 6 months, because as you already know, friends, at the tops, no one tells you, your life's going to be pain for the next 6 months. No one tells you that, and if they did, you wouldn't believe them. You know who was telling people that? Richard Hart in April of 2021. He was telling everyone, hey, you're all going to get wrecked. You're all going to lose your money. Bitcoin's going down to 10K, and guess what? It pretty much did. All of the things happened. Everybody got wrecked on leverage, ladies liquor leverage, everything got destroyed, and everybody lost all their money. Everything went to near zero. Now, here's the thing. I wonder if the Hex PulseChain community will sell when Richard calls the top next time, because there was a rumored speculation rotation where basically he sells the top of Bitcoin and then Bitcoin and Ethereum and then rotates in. Now, also interesting, I saw a post from Mr. Johnny Chaos as well. Shout out to Johnny. He basically said that someone had to move a certain amount of Bitcoin in certain wallets to get the hex-free claim during around the time. And all these wallets have like 999 BTC. So he's thinking, oh, pretty much this is Richard Hart. And he goes, well, he basically sold the top, made like billions of dollars or whatever, and then rotated in, which is interesting. But this is the thing. This is what we're talking about. This is the hex chart is obviously the one dead on the floor. And this is Bitcoin that's recovered up. So this is the move that everyone's actually talking about. You see up here, he sells the top here. And then Bitcoin goes up on this nuclear run, right? This makes sense, right? Because Richard thought this was the top. So then it actually came back and did the leverage top. So he was like trying to buy this in a bear market. But actually, I think that was the plan, friends. I don't blame him, right? Who'd have thought Bitcoin's going to do a double top? Never done that before. But that's what I feel like the plan was. So I guess the plan was wait for Bitcoin to top out. And then 6 months later, you're causing the top. So that when it gets to the dip, Bitcoin is bottoming out 6 months after that, because Bitcoin will take a year to find the bottom and then start going up. I guess that was the plan, but not everything goes to plan. You can see that's why there's a lot of risks with these, because dealing with the chaotic nature of people. But I just want you to imagine, for example, because Hex peaked out here, because Hex peaked out in September 2021, I'm just wondering what would it look like if Richard called the October top? Okay, because then if you walk forward 6 months around here, that means May 2022, which is when the fake PulseChain launch was happening, okay, if Hex actually peaked out here and then dropped, I wonder what that would look like, because Hex would have still been, it would have been basically a delayed pump. Now, that's why I'm just telling you now, even if you're going to look on the sidelines, you're like, wait a minute, I don't know if this PulseChain ecosystem has enough organic demand to get all the growth rates. Like, you can ask all these questions, a fair criticism, but I'm just telling you, you're going to feel like a real idiot if he does it again. I'm just telling you now, if he does this again, you will feel really silly, because thousands of people have told you, hey, this happened before. He said it, and he himself said he's going to do it again. He literally said, hey, remember when Hex went up 20x after Bitcoin topped out? He's telling everybody, hey, remember when that happened? It could happen again. So he's basically broadcasting it to you, but you don't know if it's psyops. It's like, oh, don't sell. But look how much money he's got. Does he really care whether you sell your shitty little like $4 million, $2 million? Like, the guy's got billions, you know what I mean? And he's earning enough yield to just replace you. So that's the funny part. So speaking of Richard Hart, very, very in tune with his ETH BTC, friends, because Richard's wallet. So ETH BTC climbs to 0.057. Okay, now I saw some people believe that. Okay, so let's give you the actual breaking news here. The alert. Richard Hart's PulseChain wallets now have near 100,000 ETH. It's actually really 98,000, but who cares? We're just rounding up the numbers here. What's an extra 2,000 ETH? You know what I mean? So 100,000 ETH, friends. Going to play some pump music as well, just to appreciate everything. All right, what happens next? I don't know. I don't know what happens next. I'll tell you right now, there's a couple of things going on because a lot of people are saying, oh, Richard Hart bought the top of Ethereum. Yeah, maybe it's like the 5-minute top, but here's the thing. He thinks Bitcoin's going to 240K. So if you do the ETH BTC ratio match of that, worst case, Ethereum's 12K. And if Ethereum just does what it's done in the past 2 bull markets, then Ethereum goes to 24K. Okay, so it's 24 to 30 grand. So basically, he's making like an 8 to 9 times on the money if that actually happens. But you don't know, man, because, friends, I'm going to go through it as well. Uncle Bobby, who makes a mean Savlaki, has actually called for Sommi's dark prophecy scenario. Uh-oh. Now, the dark prophecy scenario, just to quickly let you know, it's every time the cycle happens, people buy a year after the Bitcoin halvening because they've been seeing it going up. But now retail have learned. They know now to buy around the Bitcoin halvening. So this means we still go up, but you're wondering, how does everyone get trapped? Well, there's a gap in 2024 because we've brought the demand all forward. Like, I've been speaking about this for 2 years. Literally 2 years. This is literally my prophecy. I hope this doesn't happen. I hope we get a normal 4-year cycle and we get to 240K Bitcoin. But this is how we basically stop. It's because you have 3 cycles of everyone like, oh, I'm going to buy and win. I'm going to buy and win. But I keep buying a year after the Bitcoin halvening. Now, this is the 4th cycle. Now they've learned. They're like, oh, I know that crypto goes up on the Bitcoin halvening and tops out a year after. Everyone knows that. So what are they doing now? Bringing themselves forward. Which means, look, because you have faster demand, let me tell you something. In markets, if something pays you earlier than you should, okay, it never goes high, all right? If you want a very high payment, you have to see long staircase, okay? But if people are coming in early, what ends up happening is you get paid super fast, super quick. However, it does not go the full distance. So, friends, I know it's crazy, right? We're looking at Bitcoin 67,000. You don't know, man. Bitcoin could literally have topped out now for the next 5 months. You don't know. Just like it was in April 2021, 64K. Bitcoin could literally have topped out for 6 months. You don't know. And then it goes down for 2 or 3 months from here as altcoins go up. And then maybe altcoins top out. And then literally we make the base floor and we try to climb up by the end of the year. So, but here's another thing, okay? Uncle Bobby's left translated cycle, he has like a 240K Bitcoin as well. What he goes, it's 180, 240, up to 700K. That's basically the range. He goes, the price isn't too important, but that's it. That's what I meant. I was like, well, why does it have to? I remember I knew this from like 2 years ago. I'm like, well, why does it have to be 200K Bitcoin? Why can't it stop at 80 under this 100K round number? That's why I'm like, well, that's a risk, isn't it? So if that happens, you better buy more. You don't know. That's why my job has always been to get you more aggressive. And I know all of you have. Be very welcome. So Richard Hart now has $400 million of Ethereum. Okay, so there's 2 things he can do. Either liquidity bond it in, but if he does liquidity bond it, basically what ends up happening is we can't basically move the price much. It's really thick. And now we're basically just linking to Ethereum. And if he does that though, he can pull it when Ethereum's high. You see? So if he bonds it and then Ethereum drags the whole ecosystem up 3x, and then you pull it and then Ethereum drops like 50%, in the wake of everybody panic buying, you get rid of all the sellers, and guess what? You have this wallet that's buying with like $1.2 billion and just sends it up to the high. That's maybe. He's not going to tell you or me. You're just guessing. Okay, you're just guessing for around the right. He could also just hold that ETH, sell the Ethereum top, wait for it to crash, and buy PulseChain in that crash. So that's another thing you could do. Look, friends, I'll tell you, man, a lot of people, you just let the billionaire do what he normally does. That's it. I've never criticized him. Okay, I'm not saying he's like a god or like beyond any human or whatever. I'm just telling you, just let them do what they do, man. Elon Musk wants to go to tweet about cum rocket and don't just let him do what they want to do. Okay, you're long Tesla, sweet, let him do it. He's the one who made it. Clearly, he knows what he's doing on average. Yes, he doesn't get every decision right, but you know, okay, out of 10 decisions, you know 9 of them he's binking it. He's absolutely acing it. Whereas everybody else is 50-50. Everyone else is just a coin flip. Okay, so just let them do what they got to do. He also tweeted here, right? Wall Street would never dump on you, would they? So it's basically like back to bear tweeting, but it's just interesting. It's true, man. It's true, friend. Like this is why, look, most people, look, I've traded so much, friends. I've seen cheap prices become insanely cheap. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means, yeah, it became insanely cheap. Markets can trade anyway in the short term. That's why just because you were like bearish and things go up doesn't mean like, oh, wow, now I'm wrong. No. Imagine you were bearish on Bitcoin at 10K in November 2017. Guess what? It goes to 20. Oh, you're wrong. No, but then a freaking 3-year bear market happens after that. You know what I mean? What if you're bearish on Bitcoin at 50K back in Feb of 2021. You know what I mean? Yeah, it goes up to 64 and there's alt seasons and stuff all year, but it ends up going down eventually. So our goal is here just to execute the best. And we know altcoins is where the opportunity is. Now, I'm going to quickly show you why is actually buying Ethereum is the ETH BTC ratio. Now, friends, what I know this ratio back to heart, off by heart. Guess where your friend Sommi went all in on Ethereum here, converting Bitcoin here. That's right. That's right. Absolute monstrous trade. This is where I started to learn everything. I went in here. I saw this chart. I was like, wait a minute. Why is this thing so low? By the way, I discovered Ethereum here. I'm not joking. On the eve, near Christmas Eve 2019, I discovered Ethereum here, and I went and I asked people around. This is a funny part because I didn't know, friends. I'm new. I'm asking people around. I go, hey, Ethereum's really great. It's going to have world adoption. Everyone's like, nah, it's a scam, dude. It's not going to work. And everyone was like really bearish. I'm like, Twitter, Telegram. I'm like, what the fuck what's wrong with everyone? What's going on? I didn't know. I did not know. Oh my gosh, it's red candles. I had no idea back then. I was just so innocent and naive. And I'm like, you know what? All these people are poor and they're hanging around in Discord and they're leverage trading with like, you know, like a shitty little 20 grand account or whatever. And they still haven't made it. They're still like spinning their wheels for years and they think they're going to make it. They don't know how hard trading is going to get for them soon. I'm like, you know what? Something tells me I've got to like not join them. I'm going to be my own man and do my own thing here. And basically we just went all in and I freaking binked it. That's the start of my journey here. Smack. The start of my journey. That's when I realized, wow, I do have the confidence to do this. It was funny. Guess when they all started sucking me off? Right here on this green candle. And then I started to see when we came back down, they called me a scammer again. And then when this happened, they started sucking me off. And then back here, they said altcoins are a scam again. And then, you know what I mean? They literally missed the whole move. I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. Literally, I went from, you're a champion. You're a scammer. You're a champion. You're a scammer. I was like, what is going on? Then I looked back and now I was able to get in tune. I'm like, what the hell was going on? I'm like, oh my gosh. I just looked at the chart one day. I'm like, wait a minute. I remember these dates. It was just green candles. And then the red candles, they called me freaking scammer. And they kept ignoring me, saying I'm like a lunatic schizo who's going to everyone to lose their money. You know what I mean? Oh, man, that was funny discovering that. So that's basically why Richard is buying that. Because look, using the ratio, all he believes is he probably thinks, okay, well, he actually said Ethereum's going to flip Bitcoin, which is ETH BTC 0.16. So look at this. You know he thinks it's going to flip it. He basically thinks Ethereum should be 16% of Bitcoin's price. And that's why I'm telling you, if he thinks Bitcoin's going to 240K, he's basically saying Ethereum's going to 38,400. Now, I'm not here for price targets, man. I don't care. Yes, those numbers add up. But what if Bitcoin stops at 100? Okay, now you got a 16,000 ETH. Okay, what if ETH BTC doesn't hit there? What if it hits halfway there? You don't know, man. You don't know. Ethereum third cycle curse, all of these imaginary price targets, who cares, man? Just staying long, staying strong. Now, I've also got to tell you, right, Uncle Bobby's left translated cycle. So Uncle Bobby calls for Sommi's dark prophecy scenario, which is a left translated cycle. This happens because all the usual 2025 FOMO tards buy. And I've got to remind you, there's a lot of new people here, right? One of the revelations on this channel, as your friend, I've basically told you that. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to see this to show you this again, friends. I'm going to show you the moving average, okay? This is the Bitcoin halvening, okay? They buy the top of altcoins a year later. Okay, this is the Bitcoin halvening. They buy the top of ETH BTC a year later here, exactly here, okay? Bitcoin goes for a run, they buy the top again. But there was definitely a top here, okay? So if you go Bitcoin halvening again, okay, which is May 2020, they buy the top of Dogecoin Mania up here. Okay, that's literally altcoins up. So 3 cycles. In 3 out of 3 times, 12 months after the Bitcoin halvening, you are not to own any altcoins in all 3 cans. That's it. It's over. 3 out of 3 times. However, this is like the whole market, right? In one of those scenarios, Bitcoin kept going up. In 2 of those scenarios, Bitcoin went down. It was the actual top. So that's something to think about. Which one are we going to get this time? I don't know. You can't go wrong if you have like half Bitcoin, half stablecoins. There you go. So if Bitcoin keeps going up, sweet. You deploy the stablecoins. And if Bitcoin goes down, well, you're probably going to be saved. Maybe Bitcoin's only going to drop 70%. From the top this time, maybe, you know, so that's something to think about when it comes to maybe a portfolio rotation. But that's the funny part. You're like, wait a minute, that's a year after the Bitcoin halvening. Yes, that's the crazy part because everyone now knows. So what do we get this year? I don't know, right? See, look, I still think we're going to have a peak of April 2025. It's just that is it going to be a lower high or a higher high? That's what you don't know. So is the trade going to be to sell out this year, rebuy? That's why I know there's a lot of things to go on and go through. But one thing you can't deny, we're approaching Bitcoin halvening. And yes, friends, they've always done a 39% drop. If we get that, it's back to 41K. That's actually beautiful, by the way. 41K is a 39% drop. Wouldn't that be crazy, man? If we get that, that's sweet. And then we're basically up only. But look, you can still do this, man. Why can't I go down to 49K to 42K and then just start? There you go. I've just drawn the path here to 85, 90, 100. It's just that we're on the back of 7 green monthly candles now. Everyone thinks, okay, we're going up from here. No, why can't we do this? Why can't we go sideways up June? Here you go, sideways, literally. Why can't we go sideways and then do the Bitcoin halvening dump, which is what we do here? Back down. There you go. That's 39%. And then next month, slowly. There you go. Why can't we do this chart? I just did it. I just drew it out for you. And look, by the way, that's Bitcoin 80K by the end of the year. Right. I'm hoping it's higher. But see, friends, that's why I don't talk about these things because I know the crowd. I don't give one single flying F about convincing people of their other opinion. You understand? I've made all my money taking the other side of people's opinions. I've not made my money by convincing people, oh, you know, this thing's a good buy. Oh, no, you should sell because of euphoria. No. Go join the crowd, man. Literally, go join the crowd and remain as a signal for the rest of us. So I also want to just show you, Uncle Bobby's left translated cycle basically means that if we draw just the green here, it basically means the top is here. But he's thinking like, whoa, like that. That's what he's thinking. But man, I don't know, man. We have 6 green monthly candles, friends. So we'll see. I want it to happen. What do you think? People think I want it to go up. I want it to go up, you understand? But I'm just telling you, grandmas are buying. The retailers are coming in. They're already buying dog coins. They're already buying this other trash. So let's see how long they last. Check this out too. Grayscale have introduced a crypto staking fund which earns yield. But friends, is the funny part. I looked at the crypto staking fund. It has Craptos. It has SEI, say, Soilan. It has absolute just junk in there. Junk, right? That's funny. Like you're making a fund where FTX and the VC insiders are distributing on retail. That's basically the game of crypto, friends. You ever wonder how those top 100 coins in crypto are going to make it? The top 100 ranking coins? Yeah, that's the end game, by the way. Just how Bitcoin got the ETF. Everyone wants an ETF. That's the ultimate goal. But that's maturity. That's like, okay, you bought early, you held. Now, Wall Street get to sell these products to retailers out there who get the DCA buy over time because they just like crypto and stuff. That's the game. I know it is what it is. That's what you get in early before that. Okay, because here's the thing. Even with Hex, for example, friends, if I'm sure Richard's plan is to be a solidified, say, top 20, top 10 ranking coin. Yes. That's why he said, man, we've won. Basically, yes, we made it to the top 10. It's just a matter of time. But then we obviously crashed 99%. So his goal is to be in these top rankings. Why? It's because what's coming after the Ethereum ETF? Okay, you have a Bitcoin ETF, you have the Ethereum ETF, then they're going to start with like the top 10 crypto ETF, top 100, the crypto index 100. Remember I told you that's bearish? That's like the final end game. Yeah, it's pretty much game over at that point. Then we're going to have to be looking at trying much harder for big returns. That's basically the end game. But by that point, hopefully crypto is like 10, 20 or 30 trillion in size and you've basically binked it from here. That's what we're all waiting for, okay? So this index, this yield is probably going to be trash. The altcoins in there are going to change over there. Traditionally, buying the yield stocks is trash. You always get outperformed. You know this, right? Because it is the funny part. Things that pay yield have an established use case. So they don't have much growth in it. They're paying out people. They're like, oh, I'm getting USD from here, and then I'm paying out the shareholders. That's like, that would be like buying a crypto fund based off staking. I'm going to assume. Now, the highest return stuff in stocks is, as you guessed, buying the Ponzi's. Buying Tesla, buying everything else that's an imaginary Ponzi. We're going to promise the world we don't actually make profit yet. We'll figure that out in 5 or 10 years. Let's just get everybody in. That's the high growth stuff. That's like the super long duration stuff. Like, hey, we're going to make it in 10 years. No, we're going to make it in 20 years. Just buy now. And those are the things that actually get you the most. So trying to figure out the investor mindset, that's the most important part. Especially with crypto fans. That's why who buys crypto from the boomer world? It's stock people. It's tech people because they know, oh, you're a Ponzi and you make no money? Sweet. Let me buy that too because I'm already in Tesla and all these other things that don't make money, right? And friends, here's the funny part. Amazon and Apple make money, but do you know how much money they make? Yeah. If you put $1 in, you get back your money back in 30 years. Do you care about that? No. Oh, wow, 30 years, get back my money. So you don't get any rights. You don't get any of the cash flows. You get nothing. The dividend yields, if they pay you, is trash. It's like 0.5%. It's absolutely garbage. You're paying for the opportunity to dump on retailers who have to buy for their superannuation and 401k for the rest of the world. That's basically what it is. Because this meme of stocks, friends, they're basically locked in, and all these companies have policies. You must buy stocks. So then they're like, oh, so you make this imaginary game with these rules, and you're like, oh, you must buy stocks. They must have companies and CEOs. So they go, oh, Apple's the shiniest, and that's everywhere. So we buy that here and there. You know what I mean? So that's their meme, though, their meme of stocks. So we have a meme in crypto. You know what I mean? It's all about network effects and community. You don't have to have cash flow yet. It's super long duration. So what's better? Well, who cares? What treats your capital better? Okay, are you going to make a 40x in stocks? No, you're not. Not even. By the way, I'm saying if you make a 10x in stocks, you're not going to make 10x in stocks. You're making that here. Okay, and that's the funny part. And everyone thinks you're crazy because they think that number's too low. That's funny. The DeFi TVL, right? Total value locked crossed 100 billion. Now, whenever you see these numbers, friends, a lot of it's just BS. It's leverage on. So Ethereum's price gets marked up. The ETH ratios with all the coins get marked up because ETH went up, and then now they say, oh, the TVL is 100 billion. So that's how everything works. It's everything off the margin of Ethereum going up. So it's 100 billion, but if DeFi, right, now it's 100 billion, if it hits 1 trillion, then ChainLink's DeFi dominance remaining 10%, you can get a $200 link. That's the funny part. Be a 10x from here because ChainLink's around 11 billion here. So yeah, all of these things are still going to plan. Speaking of gone to plan, though, has PulseChain and PulseX gone to plan? I want to cover these just because there's still opportunity here, but I mean, this is quite a while. You see how they're doing this grinding part, friend? This is I can't tell you how bullish this is. This is what you want to see. This is literally it. You see this grinding part? There are weak hands getting out here, but people aren't letting it go back down. Right? This I'm not telling you, I'm joking. This is literally, this is what they call, oh wow, look at this little bull flag. Oh wow, it's gonna be the bull flag up. So it's going to go up here. That's like another 2 or 3x from here. Of course, we're hoping it goes to the Eric Wall capitulation point, which is the whole ecosystem would go up like a 6.6x from here. That makes Eric Wall capitulate. So just to let you know how much money you need for that. There's 200 million in liquidity for the whole ecosystem, 100 million on the sell side. So if you insert 100 million, that's 2xing the sell side. So you'll get 4x the price. Okay, so if you 2x the offer, you'll get 4x, okay, the price increase. So that's what it is. So I guess inserting $100 million, yes, you have 4x in the price. And now the liquidity in there is now 200 million. So if you want to make that go 4x again, now you have to insert $200 million because you have 200 in there. So that's basically what we need. And guess what? Maybe the SAC fund is going to bink it with the Ethereum trade. We'll see. This is the PulseX price. We're looking at the day one SAC. There's probably going to be break-even soy boys here. Like, even though there shouldn't be, man, you should not be selling your PulseX anywhere near day one SAC. But I know they are. We're watching multiple whales wallets with like that people put in $7 million. For example, one soy boy put in like 7 mil into PulseChain. He's been liquidating the whole time. There's all these people going to get out. Don't worry. Every ecosystem has them. Everyone there. Friends, don't forget, friends. Here's the thing. JP Mosquito is dumping Bitcoin on retail. It's just that retail's demand has flushed up Bitcoin, for example. So just because you dump, the prices still spike up. It's just that it's the window of time you have to think about. So yeah, these break-even soy boys, they will be dumping, but in that window of time, you probably find that there's still buyers eating up the dips. And that's pretty much for it, man. Pretty much it, friends. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. Don't forget, it loves you. Catch you soon.